Avengers Endgame is the 22nd Marvel film, the 4th Avengers film, and is the epic conclusion to last year's Avengers Infinity War, in which Thanos has snapped half the universe out of the existence. Half of the Avengers team is gone, and now in this film it is up to the Avengers to try to find a way to get back half of their team, half of their friends, and also half of the universe. And that's all I'm really gonna say about this movie, because I don't want to spoil anything else, and at this point you're either in or you're out. If you're a fan of the Marvel franchise, of course you're gonna see this movie. Now, I've been a fan of the Marvel films since Iron Man back in 2008, 11 years ago. I've followed them ever since, and of course I was so excited for this movie. I needed to see how the franchise, the Infinity Saga, ended, and after seeing Endgame, I could not have asked for anything else. I think this is nearly the perfect end for the Infinity Saga. The 22 films that we have seen, I cannot have asked for a better conclusion for this franchise and the characters. Because on an entertainment factor, this movie is perfect. It is fun, it is very fast-paced, it is everything you could have asked for in a Marvel film. It's everything you could have asked for this finale. I really cannot see how the Russo brothers or Kevin Feige could have done this in any other way. This is the perfect ending for this franchise. And while this is the perfect ending for this franchise, I kind of find this review a little bit hard to do because this is not your typical movie. We are 22 films into this franchise. This is even a two-parter to last year's Infinity War. This is not your ideal movie because you're put in a situation with these characters that we've already been introduced to before. We know the plot, we know what's happening. It doesn't really start off with a beginning, middle, end. It really starts off in the middle. And while this would work as a big budgeted TV series, as a film itself, it is kind of hard to review because this is not your normal film with character arcs, character introductions, a beginning, middle, end, a 3-act structure. It's very hard to review and classify because it is not a typical movie. As an entertainment factor, as part of the finale for the Marvel franchise, it's perfect. I don't need to say anything else. But as a film itself, I find this very hard to review compared to something like an indie movie that actually follows typical nature of a film itself. You can have a film that diverges from the expectations of the typical structured film with great characters and great arcs. But this film can't really do that because it is just in the middle of basically a two-parter within a 22-parter franchise. And so while this isn't the perfect ideal movie, this is still the perfect fitting end to this saga. And even for the film itself, I do actually have some minor issues with it. The movie, while taking place right after Infinity War, does not take place exactly right after Infinity War, and I actually would have liked a little bit of 5 to 10 minutes more of just how certain characters get into certain places, how certain characters are feeling right after the effect of Infinity War, and I really think the movie could have benefited from that because the first 20 to 30 minutes of this film does feel a little bit choppy, and even though this movie is 3 hours long, I actually would say the movie would have benefited from maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. And another issue I have with the film is that there's certain changes that occurred to 2 of the characters that I think while are entertaining, they're funny, especially initially, I don't think they worked very well for me, at least for the rest of the film. One of them, as I said, is mainly used as a joke, and because of this joke, the character has to stay this way for the rest of the film, and I do actually think this undercuts the importance of the character. Since we've grown to love this specific character so much, it really changes what that character is, and really makes his character just a roadside attraction. And for this other character, this character goes through a big change that is a real change to the identity of this specific character, and while it is very interesting for the film, I think 1, it was initially used as a joke, and 2, I don't think that it really had any importance or significance for the rest of the movie. Actually, both of these character changes don't really have that much significance for the movie as a whole. There are some minor uses with these character arcs, but really I don't think that it really needed to be included in the film, and I do feel like it does undercut the importance of these characters, especially with one of them where this big change is a real change to this person's identity, and I think the movie really would have benefited if we actually saw this change occur, and I think it would have really had an emotional impact, but instead we're just thrown into saying, oh, this person's changed and you're just gonna have to deal with it. But besides that, I really don't have any real issues with the film. Yes, you can nitpick the hell out of this film, but I don't want to because this is just an emotionally satisfying, visually stunning film with nothing else I could have asked for. The Russo brothers, Kevin Feige, the entire cast did an amazing job. The last hour of this film is tremendous. It is just action-packed. It blows my mind. It is so emotionally satisfying. The 3-hour runtime was no issue with me. I thought it was extremely fast-paced. I even said I would have liked more of the film. The visuals, the score, the characterization, the humor, there's a lot of humor in this film, even with the initial downer moments in the film. I thought that the movie had a perfect balance of Marvel comedy and actually serious emotional drama. I really could not have asked for another way to end this Infinity Saga, as I do think this is nearly the perfect conclusion for this franchise, so much so that I actually wouldn't mind if there were no more Marvel films after this. I think that every Marvel Marvel fan will be satisfied by the way that this film brings its original characters and where it leads off its new characters into future films. I know I'm being repetitive, but this is still a perfect finale for this franchise. The film itself, it is not your ideal film that is so easy to review because it is basically just a concluding episode for a big franchise. And so because that, I cannot say that this is a fantastic film because it is not your normal film, but is perfect on entertainment value, is perfect for the end of this franchise. But for the film itself, it is not perfect. It still has some issues, but I had an absolute blast with this film, so I can say that Avengers Endgame is a great movie. So that's Avengers Endgame. What do you guys think? Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Whatever you think, you put the comments below and maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't, you click my last video right over here, and you can click my upcoming video right over here. Thank you as always for watching, and hope to see you next time.